Is there a way we could train them to maybe like poo in a container?
You know, we've had that question lots of times before, where people want to have them go in one area, and the answer is Hi everyone, I'm Lynn from Cavy Central Guinea Pig Rescue. Hi everyone, Lynn from Cavy Central. We have with us here 2 piggies that are going to have a health check, and Mia is going to be my little assistant. Mia, come around this way and give me this way. Oh, this way, come this way. Okay, that's fine. Who have we got here? You can tell us about your guinea pig. How would you like to do that? You tell us about him.
This one is named Dustin. We call him Dusty Bun, because there's a character in Stranger Things named Dustin.
Okay.
And his nickname's Dusty Bun, which Susie, his girlfriend, calls him. He's very fluffy. When we first got him, we thought he was going to be the alpha, because he was a lot like me. He was very energetic and running around a lot. And Oreo, the other one, was very shy. But then as time grew, Dustin became the shy one actually, and Oreo is now the alpha. And we figured that out, that he's now the alpha.
Okay. Well, that can change as well over time. So they can swap places. One can be boss for a little while, and then the buddy can actually swap. And usually it happens when one piggy gets a little bit heavier than another piggy. So you might find that maybe he overtook him in weight or something like that, or was first to the vegetables.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So have you got any questions about him that you'd like to ask me?
The different sounds. I don't want to the sounds. How would we know if he's like happy, sad,
Okay.
calm,
All right.
angry, so we know what we can do for him to make him happier?
Okay. Well, the sounds I can't make. I'm not real good at that. But I can tell you a little bit about them. One of the sounds, you know the wick, wick, wick sound? That when you rattle food from the kitchen, do you know what that sound is? Yeah. We all hear that with guinea pigs. That's actually not a guinea pig sound. It's a sound for us. They don't do it to each other. They actually say, I'm over here, bring the food to me. So it's a learnt behaviour. And guinea pigs have that. That's how they get our attention. So they, for example, if you were to put food down in one corner and one guinea pig was eating it, you would never hear him go wick, wick, wick to his buddy. He's not going to want to tell his buddy he's got the food. But when we rattle or make a sound, that's when they say, we're over here, bring the food. So that it's actually a sound for us.
Yeah, Oreo, whenever we bring the food, he always comes close to the cage.
Yep.
Sometimes Dustin does. Not all the time, but sometimes he does.
Come and have a listen to this sound. Maybe the camera can pick it up as I do it. Shy. It's okay, Dustin.
Camera shy.
It's okay, Dustin. Let's see if we can do it again.
He's so confused. He's like, what's happening?
He's not going to do it again with the camera right there. But he was rumbling. So if you hear this little sound, that's boys are more vocal generally than females, but not always. We get females that do that too. But when you stroke them, they can often do that. It's like a purring, rumbling sound. It's a pretty happy sound.
I always stroke him by the head, like I always go like that.
Excellent. Yeah, they love that down here between the eyes and the nose and under the chin. So have you been doing that?
I haven't known that.
So under the chin, you hold your hands like this, 2 fingers, like L shape. You do that for me, L. Then join them together, and that's the bit that's going to go under his chin. Like this. He's at the age where we can do it. Just going to get him a bit more comfortable.
He's sniffing.
I know. But he will absolutely love it. He'll go, oh, you are the best person ever. And I love that. See how cute he is? So do you think you can do that for him?
Oh yeah, that is so cute.
So we do that. We don't do it for guinea pigs under 6 months of age because they're still working out their teeth and food, and they might chomp your finger doing that. It's also why we do this L shape, because if they happen to want to come down with their teeth, they're not going to hurt you. So you're never frightened to do it. and they love it. That's how to make friends with a guinea pig, is right here, like this, under the chin.
No, look at him.
It's cute, isn't he? Okay.
Like on the king.
All right, let's have another look at him. We're just doing a bit of a health check. You asked, someone mentioned his fluffy butt a little while ago. This little fellow is what we'd call an Abyssinian because the front part of his body is in all directions, crazy hair. But down here he's got this like tail, which is just wild and crazy. We call that a drop shoulder coat. So it means that somewhere in his genetic history, he's had a long-haired guinea pig there. So it might be his granddad, dad, somewhere there's been a long-haired guinea pig. So that's where this hair comes from.
That is so cool.
And down here in his eyes, have you noticed the little corners of his eyes at all?
Yeah, they have that sort of stuff there.
Yeah, what's that stuff?
I don't know. It's
Okay.
this rackly white thing.
Yeah, when that white substance comes out, it's actually that's sort of built up there on him. So we're going to take that off. Just brush it away like that. We need to keep an eye on their eye. Sounds silly, because that tells us if they're getting a cold or sick in any way. So you know how when we get sick, we get a crusty eye and need a tissue, need to blow our nose. That's the same with guinea pigs. So we notice a lot of crustiness around their eyes, but also around the edge of their nose. So that can be cold weather, a bit of a sniff or a sniffle, and he's actually got a little bit of something right at the end of his nose.
Does that
Can you
mean
see
like
that?
he's cold?
Yeah, it might have been that he's had a bit of a sniffle, that's all. So something to be careful of, because when piggies get cold, they can get respiratory conditions that can stay, turn into pneumonia and so on. So,
So
yeah.
we might need to get some more stuff because the house that they have is sort of like the stool that we used to use in the bathroom with
Okay.
a blanket over it.
Yeah,
And then we have this mat thing that looks like something a dog would go in,
right.
and then they would go in it. We have a heater and everything, but I still feel like I want more blankets and stuff, but we don't have that much stuff that might help. So we're thinking that, or if we go here, maybe you have some stuff we could use that
Okay.
we keep them extra warm.
Do you have, when you put your hand in there, is it warm?
No, sometimes it's cold because I pee a lot.
Aha, okay. All right, well, two things there. One is that you've got to change it constantly because they do. They wet it all the time. And I'm just wiping this with a bit of dilute Mala-7 water just to clear up any discharge there. One of the reasons we do that is to notice if there's more discharge tomorrow, because then we know we're actually dealing with something like a cold or a virus because there's more crustiness appearing all the time. Not to be confused with the milky eye that you see rarely. Not that often, but sometimes they get a really milky eye and you wonder what that is. That's for eye fluid and cleaning, so something completely different. So just by keeping that area clear like that, you can then tell if anything's wrong. To actually wipe those areas, you can use saline. Do you know what saline is?
Yeah, I think it's my mum has it.
Yeah, it's salt in water. It's like the ocean. It's really good for you. So to clean that, you can just use saline in one of these, and when you go to wipe an eye, you don't ever try and poke the eye. That would be dangerous. But if you hold it up, see how if I hold this against his eye, it sort of closes? So I can then go across, because he closes his eyes automatically. So I can do this, wipe across and wipe back. That's how we clean the eyes, really simply. Yeah? Cool, so you can do that. Now, what else is going on with this boy? He's got a few little knots here, like this. We can easily just snip those off with a pair of scissors. So that's easy. And
Oh, he has a lot of knots in the same area.
just little ones like that, and we just go cut that off.
He's so
And
cute.
they get, well, this could be another issue. With boys, they can create a sticky substance, which is so sticky that it just stays stuck in their coat. So we just snip it off, that's all. We deal with it real simple.
The nails are going so long as well.
Yeah, not too long, not too long. I'd usually get a shaver there. I've taken that off, which is good. Anything that's sort of down and discolouring, getting
And I feel
caught,
like
you can just...
whenever I like hold him or something, or go to hold him, his bottom of his tummy is always wet
Okay.
because he's always like.
Okay. The thing to be mindful of is that whatever substrate, which is the ground that they walk on, needs to be dry. Now when we look at bedding, we can touch it like this and we can think it's dry, but if there's weed on it, we'll come across and there's a wet bit, and then there's another wet bit, unless we're feeling where that is. We need something underneath that actually takes that away, so that it's not on the top level.
Because we have to clean the cage constantly every day because of how much they pee and pee, and we're trying to think of ideas how to not do it, because right now we don't use the bedding, we use like
a fleece or something?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So the fleece you can wash, and it's good to do, like you can put them in a bucket, soak them, put them in and out. They're great in that anything that's on the fleece you can roll up, put away. But having something...
We've got a doggy pad, you know, the...
Underneath?
Yeah, doggy pad, and then we put the fleece blankets and stuff on top.
Yeah. Do you know what? I like paper underneath. And the reason for that is it's a funny one, but the plastic firstly underneath, like environmentally, I think it's good to move away from that. But have you ever walked on a bath mat that's wet? You think it's dry and then you step on it and you go, oh, like you sort of sink into it and there's moisture there that then gets on your foot. These guys experience the same thing. So when they're walking on an area, if there's a wet puppy pad area that's damp, it comes through this surface from the puppy pad up. So that's the problem. When we use things like shavings, and I should have filmed it last night really, because I was cleaning a cage that had been there for nearly a week, but on top, completely dry. And 2 inches down below, you could see it was wet. The moisture went right down. So they could be running around on top, they would never ever be able to press through.
So newspapers would be good?
Yeah, I put newspaper underneath, and then this has to be thick enough so that the moisture is going to the bottom.
So you're suggesting newspaper and then like a thick amount of shaving?
Yeah, I prefer newspaper to the puppy dog pads.
Yeah, okay.
And then I often put a towel, just a plain towel, and then I put the fleece. So the towel acts as an absorbent layer as well.
So you don't necessarily use the shavings?
No. Well, we have shavings in the shelter the whole time. Okay. Absolutely. So this is for indoor when we have the piggy broom in action. Yeah. Okay. So and you know, experimenting with what's good is aren't you cute? He's doing a bit of a sneeze. And that might be his little cold or something he's had. Did you see him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, could be. Keep an eye on that. Yeah.
How can we help him too?
Well, another thing you can do is give him a snuggle safe heat pad, which you've got one of those?
Yeah, we put it in their bed every night.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Can you show me?
Again for them throughout the day, for the whole day.
Yeah, that's good.
Can you show me the technique that you did with that other piggy you had, where you curl him in the blanket,
wrap him up?
and so we can hold him like that?
Oh, you mean to snuggle him?
Yeah.
Are you not? How do you hold him?
So whenever I had him, I lay down, then I put him on my chest and stroke him by the head like that.
That's good. Yeah, you can do that. Cuddle sacks are a great way to
We were looking at
see if there's one. Yeah, cuddle sacks are awesome, and you pop the piggy into that, and they're really, really cute.
This is the one that's really shiny.
This is where you pop the piggy in like this, and they're happily sitting inside there. Your hands are free. They feel safe to move around much more. But the nice thing about it is, if you're ever doing anything with them, you can just hold like that.
Yeah. So
feed, treat, pat, like they're just handy. So cuddle sacks are great. They keep their claws away from you, and guinea pigs lose hair, so it just keeps the hair off you, which is good. Yeah. But you know, you're holding him really well on your tummy and being really safe with him, so I think he's saying that's fine.
Would you recommend any houses that you have that we could put in our little hut to make, like, if you have?
Actually a wooden house is way warmer than any plastic house. Absolutely, because it's like an exterior. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, he's in a 2-story wooden house.
Yeah, but he's in the 2-story hutch.
Yeah, we've got a 2-story hutch, and then inside the hutch we've got we bought like a little cat enclosure from Kmart, actually, just the small ones.
Right.
And they go in there and they sleep, so it's kind of like a fleece outlay opposed to a plastic shell.
Okay. What I've found with outside hutches versus indoor CNCs is that guinea pigs do better on shavings.
Okay.
Because shavings are like pine shavings from a tree, lots of them.
Yeah.
And they can nestle into that when we put hay on top. They sit in there, they nestle, and they eat the hay constantly. Whereas when we put fleece in there, fleece actually, when you touch it the first time, is cold. That's when you sit on it, it then holds the heat. So when they go in it, they start to warm up. But if it's really, really cold, they can't do that. So I've actually done little tests where I've given them the choice, and they always end up on the shavings with hay. So I would consider changing it. That was me pulling this little lump.
Because we found when we put the hay on the upstairs part of it, because there's the ramp to go downstairs, they continued to just kick it all down. So then there wasn't really much left upstairs, because they would kick it down the hole where they would go back down.
You need to have me show you how to do that.
Yeah.
There's a way to do that, make it easy.
Okay.
Okay, what I'm going to do is just shave this little knot off that's down there, bothering him. Let's just do that.
I definitely want you to brush his hair as well, so it tries to. Yeah, but I've heard to do it professionally.
We're just going to get you this way, little guy. Like that.
Look at him.
It's cute, isn't he? What a cutie.
Looks like Cordy.
I'm saying, what the heck are you doing down there? I'll take that off.
His face looks like he just gives up.
Yeah, I know, it's a very delicate area down there too. So, this is right against the skin. That's why it's really hard. Let's just get that knot off for you. Now, a bit tricky to hold you there, little fella. Oh no, hold on. And my shaver's nearly out of power. Let's just see if I can snip it off now. You can hold them like this if you absolutely support their spine. So that's the key with holding a guinea pig. But we can cut through that now. It's just free. There we go. We can get those little bits off. And once they're free like that, you can actually just, see, loosen it away. It's like, don't pull that, it's delicate. Which it is. But we're just breaking it up so we can get him nice and neat down there. There we go. It's good. There's one little one in there.
How do we stop them from pulling and peeing so much?
Oh, well, that's sort of what they do. But it's great for the compost in the garden. So, exactly.
The dog.
So it has its benefits. But yeah, they chew and poo. Have you heard that saying before?
No.
Chew and poo. That's what they do.
Is there a way we could train them to maybe like poo in a container?
You know, we've had that question lots of times before, where people want to have them go in one area, and the answer is no. They start doing it, they'll say, my guinea pig always goes in the corner, and then 2 weeks later they'll say, well, you know, it stopped. Because they chew and poo, which they do. They're coprophagic animals, so they actually eat certain poos that have more nutrients in them, which is better for their body, better for their gut health. But yeah, that process is sort of continual for them, but they're great for the garden. So yeah, pop their little poops in the garden, in the compost. Perfect place. Let's pop some ivermectin on him. Actually, if I done his ears, no, we need to do his ears.
And his nails for sure.
Yeah, well, his nails are not too bad actually. You can do his back ones. His front ones are not bad at all.
If you see the other one, Oreo's one, his ears are definitely. His nails are definitely.
Well, I want you to feel his ears. Feel like they're invisible. Okay. And then the other one. Sort of feel how they are. A little bit rough. Yeah? Okay. Right, now what I'm going to do is just a little bit of a clean here. Like an ear clean. Have your ears ever been this dirty?
I clean my ears.
So, I hope your face was on camera then, because it was priceless. So he's got dirty ears, which, look, it's not going to hurt him, but what happens is a lot of gunk builds up in these areas, and you know, you think you can't talk to him, maybe he can't hear. So
Do you think He needs a wash to give him like nice and clean.
No, he's lovely and soft. He's really lovely and soft. So he's gorgeous.
How often do we have to clean the ears?
Well, rule of thumb, when you do his toenails, which is about every month to month and a half, 2 months even, do his ears then.
Okay,
Yeah, so
the
it's not
lady
weekly.
that gave us the guinea pig said
Yeah.
up every 7 weeks.
Yeah, well,
Is that 2 months?
that's like right in between 2 months.
Oh.
Right at the end, 2 months, yeah. About that. So, you know. Every guinea pig is actually different because, do you know, a long-haired guinea pig will have gunkier ears than a short-haired guinea pig. So, because they collect more debris with their hair. And it gets, you know, probably a bit hotter and denser and not so good in there. It's got, look at that ear.
Do you have any toys that they might like to have?
We have one over there, but we might have a little talk about that once we've done the video.
Okay.
Shall we do that? And just get this stuck
There's a spider on the thing.
in the jar. We'll live and let live, hey?
Okay.
He's not hurting us, we won't hurt him. Okay, now you feel his ears. Go back and feel them now. What do you think?
I feel softer.
Much softer, aren't they? Yeah. I think your ears would be softer after you've done this. It's like, this is what's coming out of there.
Oh.
Talk to him now, you're here.
So, we're going to do your back nails, aren't we? Just very quickly clip those while we've got you. And then we're going to have a look at Oreo, his buddy. Are they brothers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything about brushing his hair to maybe make it smooth or something?
Well, it's never going to go smooth because he has little cowlicks in the pattern of his hair, like your fringe goes everywhere. Mine always has trouble. So it's like that. And the cowlicks just make it go in different directions. I'm just going to cut these back a little bit. Whenever you're doing nails, and you're lucky you've got light coloured nails down here, it's where the nail tapers off
Oh, I have
that
to
we
tell
then
you
cut.
something very interesting with
Okay.
Oreo. His feet,
Mhm.
all of them are white except for one. Like
Oh.
his actual feet is black. So is his nails, I think.
That's right, that's a common thing on guinea pigs.
Like it's so crazy and weird.
Well, Dustin, I think we're finished with him. What do you think? Yeah? Thank you, Samia.
So fluffy.
Yes. It's gorgeous. Okay.
His legs
Let's
good.
take him back.